Dad Mod's Media Machine presents the Brews with the Dudes podcast.
It does sound nice. Good. So your settings are set. They're set. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Brews with the Dudes podcast. I am Jake Lindquist.
I am Donnie Allen.
And we are coming to you flying solo.
Well, we have each other.
We do have each other. We're flying solo, not for any particularly good reason.
No, I was sick earlier this week and wasn't sure if I'd be healthy enough to do a podcast tonight. And I didn't want to get somebody's hopes up and then be like, sorry
guys, I got the AIDS. You can't be here.
Or the plague or gonorrhea or
all those things.
All
I mean, you don't
things.
really accidentally get gonorrhea. I don't know that there's like
it's not like you're on the DTA and then
way.
you wake up the next day and like, shit, I got gonorrhea.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Well, here's the thing. Like, you would probably need to be naked.
Yes.
At least from the waist down.
Well, I said the DTA, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's probably more possible if you're a female. So if you're like wearing a short skirt.
It's true.
And there's like a puddle of something on a chair and you sit down in it, you probably transfer pretty easy for that situation. But yeah, I don't know. It's I bet there's ways. I bet there are pretty non-sexual ways to get gonorrhea and stuff.
There might be. If you know, you can email us.
Let us know.
And yeah, we'll do some research here.
Yeah, or they'll do the research for us.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah. So we're coming off of my household's also coming off of a bit of the plague, not our most recent plague,
but
the
plague.
It's RSV, which is like a respiratory infection kind of thing. So we're not talking COVID. Thankfully, we haven't had to deal with that. But yeah, so RSV hit the family, ran through all of the kids, wife and I. But my daughter got hit by it fucking hard.
Yeah, you said she went to the hospital
twice.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor kid.
Yeah, it was really scary. Yeah, it's no joke. If you guys have kids out there, you understand that helpless feeling of like looking at your little kid, whatever age they might be, and just feeling completely helpless. Like, I can't do anything. This kid is just trying to fight this bug. All I can do is like rush them to the medical professionals.
Yeah, you can give them medicine and wait
dude,
it out.
It is the worst. So, and she's my daughter, and there is just some unique bond. There's a special protectiveness that a dad feels over his daughter. At least I do.
To an extent.
You don't. Okay.
To an extent.
Yeah, I'm going to do my very best not to turn my daughter into my little princess, my little angel.
Oh, yeah,
because
mine's not.
I totally feel that impulse to do that because I'm like ultra protective of her. And this didn't help matters either. So my little daughter is a year-old, beautiful little thing. And she's like sick as a dog. And she's usually just like this really sprightly, silly, screaming at you, like throwing things, being just wacky, laughing constantly, pointing at lights. Her name is Lumen, and she points at lights.
That's awesome.
It's the cutest thing ever. But anyway, so we're talking like she's just kind of like laying there looking really lethargic all the time, like no personality. It is some scary shit to see that. So anyway, we figured it out. She had RSV, and then she also had an ear infection at the same time.
Yeah,
so
big double whammy because ear infections will completely fuck up a kid too.
Oh, they're no joke.
No, they're not.
So she got like the hit with both of those. So her fever was crazy. This poor kid just felt like a space heater all the time. We're talking like we're using surface thermometers, so we're not like doing the rectal or anything like that at home, which apparently that's the best way to really know what's going on. So we're just using these surface things. And we saw 104 at one point.
That's what you were saying. And yeah, that's
scary shit.
It's terrifying.
So
luckily she's doing better though.
Oh, she's doing amazing now.
Doing
so
fantastic.
She's back to her normal self as of today. So the last 2.5 days, she's been kicking it. So the plague just like ripped through our house. It was terrible.
Yeah, with a kid that young too, she can't tell you how she feels.
No.
You have to go off of body language and emotion and all that kind of stuff, which makes it that much harder. She can't come up to, hey dad, I'm chilly. I think I have a fever. She can't tell you that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, you're just guessing. So when this comes out, this will be the week of the post Halloween
Yes.
week. This is our post-Halloween podcast, so hopefully you guys had a good Halloween.
Hopefully. Lots of candy.
In the
safe-
spirit
safe
of that,
stuff.
we got zombie beer.
Ooh, that's pretty badass.
It's called Zombie Dust. Zombie Dust by Three Floyds.
That's definitely one of the cooler like boxing that we've seen so
Right?
far. That's really badass.
It's pretty rad. So
It makes me think of Iron Maiden, though.
it's I think the style of it,
Yeah,
or it's
I think that's what it is.
Avenged Sevenfold type
Oh yeah, I could
look
see
too.
that. Definitely see that.
Yeah,
You good?
I just wanted to make sure that it's
Thank you.
It actually wasn't a design by like Avenged Sevenfold or
okay.
something. There's a little bit of a language on the side of it, so it's taking a
That
look.
a little bit of Rob Zombie feel to it as well. Undead Pale Ale.
Yeah, so we'll see what it's all about.
Oh, Three Floyds. Yeah, we've had some Three Floyds on here before.
Yeah, we've totally
always
done.
have good beer.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Wait, does this turn us into zombies?
Too late.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a good beer. Making the poor people
Ooh.
listen to you slurp over there. Jesus. Is that what your boyfriend hears? Slurped so hard he turned off the heater. Sorry, guys, if you're going to hear the heater kick on and off in the
Yeah.
other room.
It's Minnesota, and we are lucky. This has been a very warm fall.
Really
Like,
warm.
we drove the BMW tonight. We drove the Ford not too long ago. Excuse me. And we don't have snow yet.
No,
Like
we don't.
I saw a picture of like a year ago, on Facebook, they do the memories and all that shit, and it was kids in Halloween outfits wearing snow jackets. And it's like, we're gonna go trick or treating and probably just wear pants and a sweatshirt, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's definitely unseasonably warm here, for sure.
Which is kind of scary because that means our winter's probably gonna be crazy.
I don't know though. Like last couple of winters have been just nothingness. It's been just weak. And I'm not going to complain. I like it. I'd really like if we actually got some use out of the Civic. If it doesn't sell, it'd be nice to actually like ice race it. But it's one of
Yeah.
those things where it's like, are we actually going to get any ice?
I don't know. We've gotten screwed the last 2 years with ice.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So if anybody wants to buy the Civic,
Yes, we will take $800, 2 payments of $400, or 300 or 3 payments
of $300.
$300, and we'll give you $100 back on the third payment.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know, that kid who's shown some interest in it. He's been kind of hit or miss. He's like,
Yeah.
I really want it. I saw it, and it's like, okay.
Cool.
So when's that gonna happen?
Yeah, it's sitting right there. Just we do
pick it
PayPal.
up.
We'll figure out Venmo and all that kind of shit.
Right.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. But if it doesn't sell, we might as well just race the crap out of it this
Yeah,
winter.
on something. Even if we can't ice race it, we should just go find something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like I've made a final decision. I definitely want to sell the RX-7.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go forward with it.
All right, people. Package deal.
Yeah.
Give you
$2,000 gets you an RX-7 roller that's in really good shape.
Very good
and
shape.
A shitty Civic ice
Shitty
racer.
Civic with a spare motor, snow tires, for $2,800. We'll throw in some phone dials. No, okay.
Wait, do you say 2,800?
2,800, yeah.
Oh,
How much do you value the phone dials at?
I need to clean them up and just make sure they aren't gouged. Because
Okay.
I mean, we got up to some shenanigans with those mounted.
Some shenanigans.
They're nice. I mean, I did a good job with those. Like, they're a 3-stage powder coat, so it's like they're a.
That's 2 more stages than the paint on the BMW.
Yes. Yeah, the base is a like a candy style. No, not candy. It's like it's a metallic that doesn't react until you put a clear coat over it. And in powder coat, usually the clear coat is mixed in with it. So this one is it's sort of House of Color style in that it requires layers on top of it, right? So it has a crazy, it's called an illusion blue that's on the base of it. Masked that so that then the dials are all the blue color, masked and shot a gloss black over the top of that. And then, took everything off, all of the masking and everything like that, and then shot the top of it with a clear coat.
Yeah, and
and
they
I
turned
did
out
that
fantastic.
like 2 layers of clear coat on that. They're cool. They're
They're
really
very
cool
cool.
looking. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I can bring myself to sell it. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know that people like love them the way that I love them.
Yeah, okay, fair
They're
enough.
super goofy.
Yeah,
you know?
they're one of those things. They're worth what somebody's willing to pay for them. I'm just trying to like make
But
a
anyway.
big package deal. We can clean out both the
Yeah.
garages.
I mean, it'd look really nice back here, a set of phone dials.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you guys. So that's kind of where things are at with the projects. You know, we go back and forth.
I
And
think that's just being a car guy.
you know what's funny? So oh God, I am so clumsy tonight.
Do not
I dropped
knock-
the camera.
Do
So
not knock beer onto the soundboard or the laptop.
if I seem a little jittery, it's because I just dropped my camera.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, onto a concrete floor, which is like one of the most terrifying things ever. And then it wouldn't turn on immediately,
Yeah, which gives you that.
which is so scary.
Oh. Let me guess. It wants to update.
No, it was just some gaming setting or something like that. But
Dumb.
anyway, yeah. So with the car situation, it's funny because we had that conversation about like should your dream car be an attainable thing?
Yes and no.
So I went
Put
on
a lot more thought into that.
a big, spiel about the Karmann Ghia, and for sure, it's still like it's up there. It's like I have to own a Karmann Ghia. I don't know if it's gonna be next. I'm like I find myself week by week like flip flopping on building a Model A coupe or doing the Karmann Ghia, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a Ghia because I think the future is electric, and an electric swap in one of those would probably be pretty easy
So
and look cool.
it's funny you bring up electric swaps.
Mm-hmm.
I too think Volkswagens are probably the way to the wave of the future when it comes to electric swaps. And they're going to be the leader. They're going to be the first
As
ones
far as
people
like
swap out.
classics, they already are.
Yeah.
They were the first.
I think a Vanagon electric swap would be super cool. Just dumped.
Vanagon. Vanagon is the boxy
Yes.
things. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You want one of those? You have a bay window.
I know I have a bay window.
Why would you want a Vanagon if you have a bay window?
I think an EV swapped Vanagon would be super cool.
it would be kind of cool.
'Cause it's just very, very 80s.
What I think would be neat about a Vanagon is like if you did some of the cheesy 80s styling on it, like Testarossa fins on the
Oh, yeah.
sides. No, I'm totally kidding.
No, no, you
No,
know,
maybe. I don't know. It'd probably look horrible.
but they already look horrible.
Yeah, they do look horrible. Yeah.
They're kind of those cars that are so ugly, they're cool.
Well, right. Well, and I only ever see them in like that. Just it's not. You can't even call it a shit brown because it's more boring than
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
like-
most boring. It is like
It's like they painted
fucking-
a bathroom and then they had leftover paint and they just said, fuck it, toss
it's
them on them.
It is 9th grade English teacher boring. It is so fucking boring. We're talking 9th grade. Like, what are you really reading in 9th grade? Like,
I don't remember the ninth
fucking,
grade.
I don't even know. I don't even know what you would read in 9th grade. It's not even Shakespeare yet because you're not smart enough
Of Mice
to be
and
able
Men?
to. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, is that what you're
so you get to
reading in
listen
ninth
to
grade?
25 pages about them trying to take out a fucking stump. That's all you're good for. So it's just such a bland, shitty color.
It really is. It's like old wallpaper brown. Like, it's just
Yeah.
nasty.
It's disgusting. So if you were to do that and you were to paint it in some fun ass 80s colors, that might be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
That could be fun. Yeah, just like zest it out, do all kinds of crazy like 80s shit with it, make it electric. Yeah,
Is it-
like paint it like a goddamn robot.
Is it kind of weird, though, that
That could be
I
cool.
like the, what do they call it? Like the sunburnt yellow that Volkswagen had?
Which one is that?
It's the one, it's yellow, but it's like a very pale yellow. It's like a yellow that got left out in the sun for 10 years without a clear coat.
Yeah,
on
I think
it.
it's weird that you like that.
I like that color. I don't know why. It's a really shitty color, but I like that color.
I think it would look good like patinaed.
I think it looks, yeah, like on like old bugs. I think it looks cool on them.
Oh, okay. I know which color you're talking about. I'm thinking like Vanagons. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen a yellow Vanagon, but I
don't
feel
if
like
they-
I know what
don't if they
color.
came in that color.
Yeah, so yeah, you're talking like the 80s bugs. You like that yellow, huh?
Yeah, it's not a pretty yellow by any means.
Yeah, well, very few of their colors back then were pretty. Their orange was disgusting.
The orange
Their
was horrible.
green was
the blue.
so
The blue
blah.
was pretty.
Blue's all right.
The blue's not bad.
The blue, the black, and the white, I think, are the the colors the red isn't bad either.
The red's not bad. The
red's not bad.
green is okay. The green.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
And we're sitting here
What's
fucking
your
debating
favorite
colors.
color? We're having a conversation about
Jesus
shitty Volkswagen
Christ.
colors.
Anyway, so that's what you would want to electric swap. Cool. Okay. So I got to put this question out to you guys because it's clear that like that's where we're heading. We're heading towards the electrification of
Yes.
a lot of shit. And I'll just put out the statement of like I'm looking forward to it. When that stuff becomes like a little more affordable, I'm stoked for it because electric power is wild.
Oh yeah, it's you put your foot down and you got power.
Exactly. So what would you guys electric swap? Would it be an old Camaro? Would it be a 90s car? We talking like a Miata with an electric swap? What are we doing?
Would be pretty sweet.
It would be kind of
because of the
fun.
torque. Speaking of this, we saw the world's worst EV car tonight. Beautiful color.
Oh,
Shit car.
Oh, dude, yeah.
We got to feast our eyes on the vast beauty of the new Mustang.
The Mustang Mach-E.
Oh God, it's so shitty looking.
So I wish we had the internet available so I
Yeah.
could pull this up so that people can see it. And then I've got this Infinity SUV in my mind that kind of looks like a clown shoe.
It's like a smushed CRV.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's
Yeah.
super curvy, and then it's got like these gigantic wheels
That don't
it's just,
fit it.
It's very it's got exaggerated proportions.
It's like
which
the-
is fun in a lot of sense, but
Not with that car.
I can't get past the fact that they're calling it a Mustang. If that thing was called anything else,
would've
I
been
think I
fine.
would probably be like, "Oh, this is unique. Like it's kind of cool looking." No,
The only
because
thing-
it's, Mustang. It's got the Mustang taillights, which is
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
It's got the Mustang taillights and it's got the horse.
Yeah.
That's it. Beautiful color though.
So
This thing was
bad.
like a nice blue color.
I think it's the Focus RS blue.
Is that the color that
Yeah,
it was?
I think
Okay.
it's the same color.
Gorgeous
Close.
color, shit car. The wheels were kind of nice.
Yeah, the wheels were all right.
They
Yeah,
don't fit that car.
They were
but they're
black.
nice wheels.
They
Like
were black with like the teardrops machine.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those wheels will look better, I think, on a cross track than on that Mustang.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were like 20s
That's
on
fine.
a fucking car. Imagine having 20s on a cross track.
Yeah, fair enough.
That might be a bit much, but anyway, yeah. So that was fucking disgusting. I would probably own a Leaf over that.
God, I think I'd just take the DTA and take my
That'd
chances
be
at
better.
gonorrhea.
I'd sit in the pool of gonorrhea. Yeah,
Drive the new Mustang.
that is a much better
So,
solution.
yeah, we're here for all your car inquiries.
Yeah, so
purchasing tips.
comment and we'll answer your questions. Yeah, man. So I don't know. Like as far as I guess 90s cars that I would probably want to EV swap. I feel like a CRX is up there. I think that would be a fun one.
I would do an EG, so I could say I have an EG.
Tell the people what an EG is.
EG is the second generation Civic hatchback. It was like what 90.
You're
No,
out of your element.
isn't I thought it's the second generation hatchback.
Hey, hatchback.
Hatchback. It's the second hatchback. I think the other ones were technically notchbacks.
No, because the Civic wagon in the early 80s was a hatchback.
Then
It's
why,
just not
then why is it a wagon?
I guess that's a good debate. Like, is the Wago van a hatchback? There's a hatch in the back,
Yeah, but is it a hatchback?
but is it a hatchback? Okay, well, so it's a 92 to 95 Civic
Yes.
hatchback.
Yes. Personally, it's my favorite Honda ever made. I'll say that. I love that.
Really?
Seeing those in Super Street and was it Honda Tuner and all those magazines back in the day, those are what I really loved. And they always came in like that, like a pearl green color, like the same color as your Del Sol.
Oh, yeah, Paradise Green.
Or purple. They had a purple that was really cool. Not talking about colors again. But I would EV swap an EG so I could say I have an EG EV.
EVG.
An EV EG.
Okay. So as far as like muscle cars, any 90s
Ooh.
muscle cars that you would do.
90s muscle cars. I don't really care for 90s muscle cars.
So the Fox body comes to mind. I love the
Yeah,
Fox body.
I appreciate the Fox body, and I don't hate the Fox body any means. I understand why people like them and why they modify them, all that kind of stuff. I get it. I want to own one. It just doesn't do it for me.
I'm trying to remember, does the C6 Corvette, was that in the 2000s or was that in the 90s?
Might be 99. It was it was for sure early 2000s though.
Yeah. So even the C5 for that matter.
I don't know if I would EV swap that though.
But
because you kind of need, that's a sports car. You kind of need the manual gearbox still to have fun with it.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these EV swaps are using the transmissions.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're still able to row gears in classic Volkswagens.
Okay.
So
that would be pretty sweet in a Corvette then.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's the thing is like the Corvette to take away the LS power.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd feel weird. It'd feel really weird.
It wouldn't feel right.
I don't know. I almost wonder because this is like a really good conversation about like so what
I would EV swap a Catfish.
Catfish Camaro.
Yeah, because you can't make them worse.
I kind of like the Catfish.
No, thank you.
Yeah. It's like, is the EV swap more appropriate for the hot hatchbacks or the, like a Mark II GTI? Would that be a good EV swap? So the Mark II GTI is a Volkswagen Golf GTI. So it's like, what's the platforms that would be better to have EV swaps in? Because when it comes to like the muscle, you're kind of, unless you've got a serious electric setup in that thing, it's gonna feel weird.
It's gonna feel very weird because that, and you need the noise to go with it. I feel.
Can you imagine like driving a Fox body and not hearing like that classic 302 bark?
You have a 1.5 D series Honda.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay if it just
true.
sounds like an EV. Like you're not. It's fine.
You mean sounds like nothing?
Yeah, it just sounds like nothing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know it's going to be really interesting to see like what starts in each one of the eras. What's going to be the thing that ends up getting EV swapped?
Yeah, because I think it's going to be a lot more like the Volkswagen bus. It's going to be a lot more camper style stuff that we see first, and then have it trickle into sports cars and stuff like that. Just because of practicality.
Yeah, I think, and the reason why I keep going on about air-cooled Volkswagens is I really believe, like, in terms of the ease of swapping something like that, you've got, it's a rear-engine car, so you eliminate the air-cooled engine out of the back of it, and you either work with the existing transmission, or it really wouldn't take that much for somebody to manufacture a drop-in motor setup that just has flanges on it that attach to the CV axles.
So going off of that concept, then wouldn't the first 90 sports car to do it would be an MR2?
That is a fantastic point.
It's already rear engine.
So would it be?
Or a Fiero.
Would it be a second generation MR2?
Yeah.
Fiero.
Or a Fiero. Would work
That's
just fine
really
too.
a good point because you wonder like, okay, so are they using traditional CV axles then? Like, and if that's the case, that might be one of the easiest platforms to convert it because you're either making custom half shafts that attach to whatever the electric motor setup is, whatever the output is, or you're attaching it to, maybe the EV platform has its own boxes that you buy as like a conversion setup or something. I don't know. Like it's a good question, but I think like maybe mid-engine / rear engine might be one of the first power plants or first platforms.
I think the only big drawback to sports cars doing it though is the weight of the batteries.
Yeah,
like because in a bay window or Vanagon or something like that, where you're camping with it, you don't care about weight, But something like an MR2. You're going to want to beat the crap out of it. You're going to want it to handle well still. And if you add a bunch of weight from the batteries and all that, you kind of take away that side of the fun aspect of it.
that is a good point. It's like how much weight, I wonder. I feel like that's going to be one of the next one of the next problems that has a solution for EV swaps is like are the batteries going to get lighter, or is the power density going to be more significant so that you need less batteries, so there's less weight that way? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where that comes from. You're right. I feel like there's going to be a bit of a compromise there where it's like you're dealing with adding a lot of weight to have capacity. So is that going to make sports cars feel less sporty?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, Ken Block drove. It was a Mustang, wasn't it?
It was the Mach-E.
The Mach-E, yeah.
That video he did was the Mach-E.
I mean, he was able to
built to the nuts.
Yeah, but he was able to beat the crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's potential.
Yeah,
I mean, there's Formula E too. So I mean, they do already have a racing platform.
Mm-hmm. So I think what it comes down to is like what you're seeing. Those are upper echelons. Those are racing teams. That's Ken Block's not going to roll out something that's haphazard.
Oh God.
So
no.
whatever Ford hands them is going to need to be like obscene. Just obscenely fast. Because otherwise he's going to be like, well, this is lackluster. I've driven the Unicorn, So what they probably rolled out, it's got like the highest quality batteries with the highest discharge rate and the gnarliest, brushless motors.
They made the best they possibly could.
All that shit. But what will end up in our vehicles, because we're going to be like the earliest, we're going to be the pioneers of the swapping of electrics and stuff. Not like the true pioneers have already been doing it for a decade.
For ages.
But, we're going to be like that sort of first generation for it to become like a little bit more commonplace. I don't know. I'm just not sure, man. I don't know if it's going to end up making things feel weird. I don't know if like maybe the instant torque is going to be so fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of it's not infatuating, it's like intoxicating, because you're going to have that power just fucking
right there as soon as you put your foot down.
So it's like, we're used to turbo engines, we're used to
superchargers, stuff like that, where there's still a
used to
little
big
bit of
blocks, and it's like it's there, but it's not in the same way that an electric motor is.
Oh yeah, you get all of it all at once.
It doesn't peter out.
No,
it just goes. So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be really interesting.
It's really, really exciting. Again, I don't think I think sports cars are a little ways off. I think we're going to see primarily the vans, the cruisers, stuff like that, pickup trucks, before we really see EV sports cars.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's got to start somewhere. But if you think about like what gets people enthusiastic about it, it is actually the performance side of things. And I think that's why Elon Musk rolled out the original Roadster. The Tesla Roadster, like the first version. Yeah. Because he needed people to be excited about it. Because nobody's going to like hop in a Nissan Leaf and just be like, this is the greatest thing. We have to pursue this. They're going to go in a Nissan Leaf and they're going to be like, well, it's quiet.
You got to show that it can at least perform equal, if not better, to what's already out there.
Exactly. Or, people aren't going to buy in. Fucking meatheads like us aren't going to be quite as excited about it.
Oh God, no!
Until we find out that literally the Model 3 is a sub 4 second. It's like a 3 point some odd 0 to 60.
Yeah, I think
I don't remember what it was. It's somewhere in that ballpark. It is insanely
it's really
fast,
really quick,
and that's like their straight up commuter car. The Model S does it in like 2.4 or something like that. Crazy. Now the Model S Plaid does it 1 point something.
See, I don't know anything about the Plaid.
The Plaid is fucking wild. The Plaid is like, well, we can't roll out the next generation Roadster yet, so here, have this like mind-blowing version of the Model S. It was like a nod to Spaceballs too, apparently.
Of course.
Love it.
Oh yeah, because Elon Musk accidentally named. I think his car spelled sex or something like that in the models.
Yeah, fucking hilarious stuff.
Dumb.
But
whatever, when you have that much money, you do what you want.
So I do think that like the way to everybody's hearts is through style and performance. It's like if you can make people excited about a car because it's got lots of character and lots of style, like the appreciation of the power plant goes along with it. And then for us meatheads, us car guys,
we look at the whole picture and be like, oh, this is
we're looking at
cool.
Is it fast? Does it make us excited? So when you hop in a like Ken Block's Mach-E, which isn't of course going to be the production version, or if you hop in the Model S, where people are just like, it feels like a rocket ship. Yeah, you get excited about it.
Well, see, I'm a little weird. I liked the Cybertruck when it was revealed.
I don't think that's weird. There's a lot of people that like the
And
Cybertruck.
there's a lot of people
I
that think it's
don't, but-
hot garbage.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I liked it because it looked like something out of a video game.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's so over the fucking top in every way possible.
well, and I completely agree with that idea. Like,
I think the average person, you kind of have to sell that like that the future is what you're selling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, when they think of the future, they think of pop culture, movies, video games, stuff like that. So if it looks like it belongs in Cyberpunk, which is a video game, or Halo, or Blade Runner, or something like that, people are be like, "Oh, that's futuristic looking,"
mm-hmm.
which is why it's probably over the top.
Yeah. So
It's one of those that's so ugly. I like it.
I get the I how do I word this? So it is one of those things where it's only a mother can love it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, it's hideous,
100%.
but it's like I like that the future isn't mundane. Now, granted, that thing looks like it's drawn with a ruler, and that's it.
Oh yeah, it looks like they designed it on a napkin 30 minutes before they actually had a meeting how to design it.
It looks like it belongs on Mars. So
Yeah,
it
that's a
signifies
good way to put
the
it.
future in a huge way. But you know what? I feel pretty cool. I feel pretty good about if there's a Cybertruck on the road next to a Rivian. And the Rivians look, I don't know if you're familiar with the Rivian.
Actually, I'm not.
I am real excited for that IPO. The Rivian's going to change the game once they finally have it like closer to production and
figure it
shit.
out.
Rivian looks like a Tacoma meets a Frontier in an EV platform. It is
shit.
space age mid-size pickup. It is so goddamn good looking. You're like excited about it, And I think that like the Cybertruck appeals to like the nerds, where they're like even like
yeah.
because it looks like it belongs on like it's something that they would have launched out of the spaceship in Armageddon. So it's cool that we've
Yeah.
got this like diversity in styles with the EV trucks. So anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of one of those things where it's like it brings diversity to the future of EVs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna stick around.
I don't know. The cars are weird. It might.
I don't know how it's gonna sell. That's what I'm really curious about. How is it gonna sell?
I'm curious to see how it performs next to other vehicles, like other trucks
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and it's in the same class. Because you're going over, you're going up against trucks that have been proving themselves for a decade, if not longer.
Well, I mean, are we talking about like the Silverado and the
Joe,
F-150?
the Silverado F-150 has been around forever, but the Cybertruck it's kind of more of a mid-size, isn't it? Yeah, so it's going up against the Tacomas, the Frontiers, which have been
Yeah.
around for 20 plus years, 25 years. I'm curious to see how it compares to that. Like how rigid are they? How obviously it's going to be more efficient because it's electric, but how towing capacity, payload, all that fun jazz.
Well, so it's the Cybertruck's supposed to exceed a lot of these things. Like that's part of like what its pitch was like,
that it could
okay,
actually exceed
it will outpull your diesel pickup. It can tow fucking anything under the sun.
I could see that because of the electric motors, but
The torque.
like how?
Yeah.
So if you're towing something, how badly is that drain the batteries on it?
It's a good question.
'Cause
It's probably pretty
they're saying
substantial.
You can go 300 miles on a charge, but you're towing a car trailer behind it now.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be like gasoline because it's the same way. You've got an unloaded Duramax and you're probably getting like 22 miles a gallon.
Then you got
It's
a fully
loaded
loaded.
and then you're getting like 16 or
Yeah.
14 or whatever it might be. Maybe worse. With Cybertruck, I'd guess that it's probably comparable, maybe a little worse just because like we haven't sorted out the battery technology yet. It's still ever progressing.
Well, and that's going to be the game changer. Once they
Yeah.
figure out the fucking batteries, I think EVs will just take over. They just got
For sure.
They have to get over that hurdle.
Well, a lot of the manufacturers are sort of setting their their timeline. They're like, by 2025 we'll be strictly EV, or by 2030 we're going to be strictly EV.
Was it BMW has one plant they just shut down in Germany that is now going EV?
Yeah, I can see that. I'm not familiar.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it. I'm pretty sure it's BMW that was shut down a plant.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's the future. And once they can get it all figured out and they get the battery technology like figured out enough that like, you know, we're not running out of lithium or like whatever the issue might be, once we get it kind of figured out, then of course it's going to be a much more I guess usable system. I mean, and they're probably planning where they're like, okay, so by 2025 we'll be strictly EV. So like that's our target, and we're X years out from that. So by that point, hopefully the battery technology is caught up. So we're just going to say no more gasoline cars are going to be produced after 2025.
It's going to happen sooner or later. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, okay.
Our little tangent about
Jesus.
EV vehicles. Sorry to bore you guys.
So tonight we had a kind of an interesting experience. We were
on the DTA,
and there was these puddles
just everywhere. It was like it rained.
It was symmetrical. They were on. There was the bus, and then there's 2-person seats on each side, and on the outside of the first set of seats there were puddles. Very artistic. So we were, and you guys would have seen in the most recent upload from the Dad Mods channel, we've been shooting a little bit of rollers, and it's been really cool to kind of like experiment.
Fun to play with. It's been a lot of fun.
So the camera that I just dropped tonight has been strapped on the backside of the 4Runner,
which never fell off. Might I add?
Fucking God!
Until we put it on a tripod.
It wasn't in my goddamn hands. That's the difference. It was bolted to the car. So we're shooting rollers, and it's been really interesting to kind of like try and figure out like the best way to get angles and to mount things on the vehicles and strap it down and keep the vibrations.
And we've used 2 different vehicles now. So the first time around with the Ford, we used my Frontier, and that's got a completely different back end than your 4Runner, and it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. Mm-hmm. You have all these different extensions and different ways you can mount the suction cups, and the bodies aren't the same too, and they need a flat surface. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
If it's slightly curved, it won't work. It's got to be as flat as the earth to fucking... No. No, it's got to be perfectly flat to use those suction cups. And like we got creative. We used the trailer hitch on the 4Runner tonight and ran a pin through it.
That was so interesting.
It worked. It worked just fine.
We had a pin that attaches to the suction cup. That the pin just happens to be the size of a hitch pin.
Yep.
And then we used the hitch pin,
cotter
pin
to
hold that in, which worked awesome.
Yeah.
And then we hooked up the like the swivel, like the U joint to that thing with extension rods. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. And they just tied it off with the tie downs that came with, and it was rigid as hell.
It worked, and we got shots going over the bridge, like the aerial lift bridge.
Super cool.
It was really pretty. I was pleasantly surprised by the way that it all turned out. So we'll see. Once you get it on a computer and you get a look at it, then it's like you might see that there's a lot of vibrations or whatever.
Garbage, but
but it's fun to experiment and figure out that like, okay, well, these are the areas that we need to improve things. We need optical image stabilization is key.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is it's all quarter 20 with camera equipment. All the mounts are quarter 20, so we can easily customize some mounts and stuff like that, make some extensions using threaded rod or whatever to just get all the angles.
Yeah, that really is a huge part of it. It's fun. I love doing videography. It's I've been passionate about it for a long time. I've been doing photography since I was in high school, and then I got into video once I had a camera that could actually do it. Well, actually, no, I take that back, and this might be a fun tangent. When you were a kid, did any of your relatives have a video camera?
No.
So my grandpa had a full-size VHS video recorder. So the box that, like
God.
the briefcase that you
suitcase?
would put on your, the suitcase that you would like put on your shoulder that, had the big camera and everything, that you'd have to put an actual VHS in it. For the youngsters who have no idea what a VHS is.
Yeah, they're like, what's tape?
It's a VHS. There was like a literal, like the tape, like an actual film tape that run through it with, Yeah.
That was
so
expensive shit back in the day.
16 millimeter. And yeah, so like I would play around with that. And the funny thing is, like when I was a kid, I was obsessed with basketball. Completely obsessed. And I used to film myself playing basketball in the yard.
Of course.
So I would want to see how I look, because I like looked up to like the Kevin Garnetts and Michael Jordans and all these, like those are my heroes when I was a kid. Anthony Hardaway. Jason Kidd was good shit. The Suns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson?
Oh, Allen Iverson
76ers?
was he was when I was a little bit older. I mean,
Okay.
I was a little like my era was a little bit before that, but Allen Iverson was great. Don't get me wrong. He was really fun to watch. Yeah, we're talking more like John Stockton, Karl Malone,
Scottie Pippen.
Yep, it was the
Dennis
Pippen,
Rodman, all that.
Oh yeah, Rodman was my favorite. He was one of my first jerseys that I ever owned. I fucking
shit.
loved Rodman.
You want to know what the first basketball jersey was that I owned?
Latrell Sprewell.
Not even close.
Just let me keep guessing.
You'll never guess.
Spud Webb.
Nope, not even close.
It's a Space Jam thing,
It
isn't
is.
it? No way.
Yeah, I don't-
Okay. Hang on. Is it Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, I had a Bugs,
Yes!
I had a
I
Bugs
would-
Bunny Space Jam
Yes.
tank top back in the day.
No fucking
Yep.
way.
Yep.
Cool,
I
dude.
might-
I didn't have that, but that's fucking awesome.
I might have
Do you still have it?
No. God,
Oh,
no.
that's a shame.
I might have a picture of me wearing it as a kid somewhere, though.
Oh man, I feel like my reaction to guessing that was way exaggerated. You were just like, cool. And I'm like, oh my god.
That's one of those movies. Wife and I tried to watch it, and you have to appreciate it for what it was, because it's a lot of fun. But it's not a great film by any means.
No.
No, but it's a lot of fun to watch.
So back to cameras.
Yes.
So I would record myself on this old school fucking camera, and that was like my start to it. And I was like, oh, this is really fun, right? So anyway, I don't know why I brought up that I really liked filming stuff. I'm losing
Track of how we got on this topic.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about EVs, then we just decided to switch.
Okay, so I really liked just videography in general since I was really young. So it's really exciting to be at a point now where we've got more disposable income, and we can like buy cooler equipment that I can
Yeah.
drop on the floor, and like
Just kick
we're
around and
fucking Christ. Yeah, so it's just like it's exciting, like
it's very exciting.
we're strapping with like proper rigging equipment to the back of a vehicle now, and now we're looking at like like our podcast is cool and
Yeah.
nobody watches it and listens to it.
No, but
There's like a dozen of you now. We used to say like there was like 7 and now there's like 15.
we still have a guy in New Zealand, though.
Every time, he said like if we keep referencing him, we're gonna have to pay royalties.
That's cool. What's $5 in New Zealand?
Well,
Like,
no, let's give him a percentage. No, don't give him $5 because that's way over our budget right now. It's a percentage. We'll give him. Should we pay him in Dogecoin? One Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Per episode. So.
I'm sorry. I just love the fact that we just keep bringing him up. And like almost every episode, at least every other episode.
I'm pretty sure every episode. I mean, he'll attest to that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So cameras. Do they have cameras in New Zealand?
Yeah, but they're upside down.
Oh yeah, that's right. They filmed the other way.
Yeah, it's backwards.
Well, just the rotation of the Earth, and
Yeah.
they're on the other side of the equator and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if they have the same kind of gravity as us.
Their gravity pulls at 34 miles per hour, not 35.
So the filming and stuff has been like super fun, kind of getting the hang of all of
Yes.
this. So I'm excited to see where we go from here as far as like having video that like, you have less bounce in it and stuff, like less shake.
Yeah, and that's so.
Our cars are driving, so now we can film it.
Yeah, and so
That's cool.
for those of you who have not been to Duluth, picture every single geographical picture of the moon you've ever seen, and those are our roads.
Yes. That is 100% the truth.
Yeah, and they're just craters. And then they put
It's
asphalt
bad.
in them, and they're good for about 45 seconds, and then they're craters again.
Yeah. So the problem
yeah.
with Duluth and its roads is really like a northern Minnesota issue. So
Minnesota in general.
yeah. So what makes Duluth especially bad, one is that we had a garbage mayor for like a decade.
Yes.
Who just neglected all our entire infrastructure, neglected any road improvements, because he was elected when there were decent roads, and it doesn't take long for them to start getting crappy, and he just kind of stopped giving a shit. A lot of corruption issues
Yeah,
and
and
stuff like that.
our roads are one of those, like, you have to just maintain them.
You have to.
Constantly.
So then we had a couple of mayors since. We've had Don Ness and Emily Larson, and both of which have slowly, kind of incrementally tried to catch up with it. But the problem is, it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't pour every dime and every bit of effort into repairing these roads, it's like you're fixing this road while this road is becoming undrivable. So if you don't
Yes.
fix this road and this road, then it's like this road's getting fixed, this one's undrivable, this one's getting bad, this one's like starting to show cracks. It's so progressively
Yeah,
bad, and it happens so fast because we get frost heaves. The cracks in our roads get ice in them, so the ice builds up and it pushes things apart and it embellishes the
They
cracks.
plow on them, too.
The plows
Which is just rough as hell.
lift and destroy it. Like, we have such a gnarly climate up here that our roads suffer from it. And the kicker on top of all of that is we live on a hill,
Yes.
so the ground isn't even stable
Well,
in
and
some
then they throw
spots.
salt on all of it, too, which doesn't help, too.
It probably doesn't help matters. So, yeah, it's terrible. We've got some of the worst roads I've ever driven on.
Yeah, so
Terrible.
I thought I read somewhere, this was years ago, that they started fixing every single road in Duluth. By the time they finally got them all fixed, they'd have to start over, and they still wouldn't be able to, like, keep up on the cycle
Yeah.
or something like that. It's something stupid.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's
Yeah, so
literally
it-
impossible.
I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
So that
But
affects our filming.
Yeah.
So we, we're ever exploring like camera rigging, and we're trying to figure out
Different lenses.
well,
stabilize
lenses,
stuff.
like different ways to stabilize, like different roads to use and stuff. But it's been a lot of fun.
So if you'd like to donate,
Yeah, for sure. Well, and like it's soon enough here. We talk about it a bit. We'll have our, we'll finally have our store open. We barely have something right now, and it's through an Etsy page, but we're working on having like a little bit better professional page before we like really share it with everybody. And the goal is to have T-shirts that aren't just like something that says dad mods across it. It has like
A little bit of
more character and more fun.
yeah, a little bit of design to it.
People are like more, I guess, like more apt to wear. It's just like something a little bit better than just like a fucking run of the mill. We aren't Hoonigan, where we can get away with a shirt that just says Hoonigan with a square around
No,
it.
we're not quite there yet. We're
No.
close. We're on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's about as far as
that's
we
about as
got.
close as we got. We own an RX-7. That's pretty close.
We own the body of an RX-7.
the body of it. And if you want to own that body of that RX-7,
We have a deal for you.
it comes complete with a Honda Civic for $2,800 with phone dial wheels. Yeah. So I know.
Somebody's gonna buy them. It'll happen.
What's that? The phone dials? Because that's the only thing that's really desirable.
I'd say the RX-7.
They're not even. They're not even Porsche phone dials.
The RX-7's somewhat desirable. It's the right person.
It'll work out.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
So no, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say next topic.
Next topic. Yeah.
What else do you want to talk about?
Okay, guys. So we're sitting at about 48 minutes. I'd say let's wrap this thing up.
You want?
I got no other. Well, I just don't have any other topics. So
I
like,
got
why?
all sorts of stuff I could talk about.
Well, tell me.
Okay, Mastodon's dropping a new album, and I'm rather excited about that. I've been Mastodon.
I'm kidding.
Oh, motherfucker! All right, so that bombshell, stick of your ass.
I don't know. Are they gonna know who Mastodon is?
If they like music.
It's kind of obscure. Oh, come on.
What kind of audience do you think we have?
I don't know. Probably not ones who know who Mastodon is.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to talk music, but all the music stuff that's been happening this week, nobody's going to give a shit about.
No.
No. I highly doubt we have a lot of All That Remains Miss May I fans sitting out there.
No, probably not. All That Remains is pretty big. Like,
Yeah.
I would wager that a few people know who that is.
Maybe. They're going on tour, and I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Buying tickets for that.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you sent me that link, and it's the same month that I'm going with the wife to see AFI, so I can't.
Yeah, well, that month.
I can't add anything on.
So I have a dilemma. I actually need your opinion on something.
3.
Okay, I was going to wonder, do I fold the toilet paper 3 times or 2 times? I don't
Well, how
want
many sheets are you pulling? Because if you pull 3...
But they're double ply sheets.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I mean, how much pressure do you apply?
14 psi.
PSI?
I don't know how you measure.
This is a sealed system? Wait a minute.
It
what?
is until it just comes spewing out. Right?
Hey, you know what I want to talk about for a second? Low flow toilets. So you've got the oldest toilet known to man in your house, but
No, I replaced it.
Oh, you replaced it.
No.
You added one downstairs, didn't you?
I replaced that toilet. I mean, the one
Your upstairs
one, oh yeah, that's old as hell.
That's old as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 years younger than you.
So I've got like a new. We were finally replaced the toilet in the upstairs because we realized that like the tank sweats so much that there's mold on the underside of it.
Like Taco Bell sweats, like meat sweats, or
Well, diarrhea sweats. It's fucking bad. This thing is bad, and it is time for this thing to go. Right. Terrible toilet. It was starting to like get clogged occasionally, which always freaks me out.
Just because, or because you fucking took a massive dump and
Well, I've always taken the same
like
dumps.
half a roll of toilet paper.
No, I mean it's the same dumps and wipes as ever.
You don't flush baby wipes down the toilet.
No, you don't
wipes.
flush wipes.
You're talking. Okay, never mind. You said wipes. I
Oh,
thought you meant baby
no.
wipes,
Well,
not, like-
ass what? Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, move on.
So this toilet was old as fuck. We finally swapped it out. We got like a new fancy one, and it claims it can flush a bucket of golf balls. I'm not even kidding.
Did you try that?
The toilet says it on. You watch the videos; they show it.
I would try that. If anything broke,
Okay,
I'd call them, like, you guys lied.
American Standard toilets. Google them. Like there's literally a video of it flushing golf balls.
Jesus,
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
look this up.
here's the thing. Here's the fucking kicker though. This thing will flush anything using so little goddamn water, but because it uses so little water, it is constant shit streaks. You know how they used to get the helicopter marks
Yep,
with like older
yep.
toilets because your fucking log would swing. The wives have no idea about this because they have fucking
it looks
deer
like
turds.
a painting some old fuck would pay $500,000
It's
for.
a Jackson Pollock
Yeah.
as that fucking that mound swings around. The new low flow ones, it doesn't matter if you have yourself this petite little like salad turd.
No.
It's still you're like it's fucking hitting the side and
It's
it's
just
leaving
all
a
over the
streak.
place.
So that's my gripe. It's amazing because it uses less water, so there's less expense to you.
Did you ever get the bidet for it too?
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to. So I didn't want to buy a toilet that had a bidet built into it just because I don't want to have that expense multiple times because if
Okay.
the bidet fails, then that's fucking sad.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
are you gonna own a toilet with a failed bidet so
that
you
would
can
be a
put
bad bidet.
It would be a bad bidet. So would you put a aftermarket like seat mounted bidet on a bidet toilet with a failed bidet so there's two
Depends.
bidets?
Is the bidet made by AM? Or,
Could you imagine if there was two bidets?
Jesus
So
Christ.
you've got like that douche water pressure just like blasting.
direct port bidet injection?
Dude, it's like a pressure washer on your taint. Be the best.
It'd probably get the crusties out, I guess.
It would do a better job than your soapy hand. So I'm this toilet's great, but it's got the helicopter marks, right? Getting the choppa. So I'm gonna do a bidet eventually, but I'm still coming to grips with the fact that like you regularly you flush it and you go, is the water gonna clean off the edge? Ah, fuck it, it didn't.
No.
So then you're grabbing the scrubby brush. So you're grabbing the scrubby brush a little
So
more
now you
often.
got poo all over your scrubby brush.
Well, I mean, you're sort of splashing some water.
Yeah,
and,
but you
know,
still have poo germs and residue on your scrubby brush.
if your scrubby brush doesn't have poo germs on it, then you're really not using it. I mean, you're brushing your teeth with it?
No, but it's still sitting out in the open with poo germs all over the place.
Wait, yours sits out in the open?
It's got a little like holder, that little plastic holder.
Oh,
and
see,
stuff.
mine looks like a
Oh, where are you going with this?
it looks like it's like it's like a milkshake cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It looks
Yeah.
like a milkshake cup. You know, it's just like
There's
this
a little lid on it and stuff, and-
tapering
Yeah.
giant cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got one of those. So it's very like polite. It's very polite. It's got like little breather holes on it, so the water can evaporate out of it.
So now you have
'Cause otherwise, it'd be
evaporate-
fucking disgusting.
So in other words, you have evaporated poo water in your bathroom.
You've dried poo water inside of it, and you've de-evaporated.
Lovely.
Water out
Bathrooms
of
are
it.
disgusting.
Bathrooms are pretty fucking gross. But anyway, so yeah, I'm grabbing the brush more often than I ever thought that I would. So it's an interesting trade-off.
All I want to know is once you get the bidet in, let me know. I want to come over and try that shit out.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I'll be nice. I won't eat like Taco John's.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Do it.
Okay.
Hit it up, dude.
Oh,
Fucking
well,
hit it
we're
up.
gonna test that. I'll eat nothing but Taco Bell and PBR for like a week straight.
Because that's what we want to do. Like, well, and not PBR, because PBR is gonna really kind of thin.
that's
Like what you
true.
want to eat is you want mud butt.
Oh, okay.
So
I
you
wanna
can
thicken it up a
really
little bit.
test it.
Lots
Yeah.
of cheese.
So you should, lots of cheese. Cheese and beans though, because what you want to do is you want to have a high,
tacos?
you want high fat content, and then you want the fiber of the beans. So the beans help pass things, but that high
okay.
like fat content still is like a sticky mass.
So cheesy refried
So it's
beans.
like, you remember those super balls that you would throw against the wall and they would just splat and stick and then slowly roll down the wall?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You want that effect coming out of your ass.
So in other words, just stick with my normal diet then.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
And what we're going to do is we're going to test its effectiveness.
Maybe a little less coffee.
Because here's the thing, and here's what dudes don't talk about enough. I think we need to acknowledge the fact that, like, dudes have hairy asses. We have
Oh, God.
hairy asses.
There's nothing worse than taking a shit on a hot summer day.
Yeah, like we need a better system for cleanup because
hell
I'm
yeah.
sorry, but wiping your ass with a fucking ream of paper is not good enough.
No, and it gets worse if you're out in public. And what I mean
Oh,
by
yeah.
that is if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
out, if you've ever taken a crap at Walmart, Menards, a gas station, any of those stuff, it's not even toilet paper.
No.
What would you call it?
I wouldn't
it's
even call it a
fucking-
ream of paper.
Yeah, I don't know what
it's
it is.
like the thinnest, nastiest.
Yeah,
What the fuck is it?
I don't know what it is.
Sandpaper?
That's not even
It's-
sandpaper though.
It's smoother than sandpaper,
It's like
but it folds like it.
I don't know. It's like the byproduct of like notebook paper.
It's like paper mache.
Yes, without the water.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
I've wiped my
so
ass
dumb.
with I've had countless leaves that have been better for cleanup.
Then rest stop toilet paper.
100%, dude.
Oh,
It's
completely
fucking,
agree.
it's terrible. And then you spend the whole rest of your day feeling nasty because it's like
You
you're
gotta-
wiping a fucking marker.
Well-
You feel like you're never getting it all off
Well,
of you.
the
You're like,
shitty thing is,
"Oh,
pun completely
streak."
intended. Like after you take your dump at Menards, you go home and you have to do a safety wipe.
Oh, always.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're going back to that bathroom at least once.
Oh yeah, once.
Wait.
just because you're like,
I
is
would
it still
argue.
there? Like, did I get everything?
Yeah, like my ass itches. Like, let's be real.
Am I sweaty or is that something else?
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, 100%, dude. Okay, so if you're shitting in public, you're going back at least once. If you
Oh,
shit
totally.
at home, you still might be going back once.
You might be. It all depends on your activities for the day.
Yeah, it does, and what you ate.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible, and it's all because you either got hemorrhoids or you're a man with a hairy ass.
Yes.
Or you're a man with a hairy ass and you've got hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah, which is a double whammy.
It's a fucking nightmare.
It's so
I,
bad.
I just think that like dudes got to have we got to fucking talk about this.
We do need to talk about it. That's what we're
because
doing.
it's fucking nasty.
We're breaking boundaries tonight.
We
We're
are
pushing walls
We
down.
are. This is the shitty glass ceiling, and we're
This
breaking
is what's
it.
going to separate us from everybody else out there.
This is
on the
what
internet.
separates us from the apes. Yeah, because they just walk around with shit-caked asses,
Yeah,
and
and
we're
it-
trying to figure this out.
And they just fling poo.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the solution.
Maybe. Fuck, maybe
Yeah.
we need to be like apes.
Yeah, it's like the was
scoop
it
that off
pirates? Pirates that spit on their hands and then shake like the gentleman's agreement.
God.
What if you
okay.
just like
Never
fucking
mind.
scraped?
I thought you were going to say something else. They just spit on their hands and cleaned up that way.
We're not talking about a circle jerk. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the bidet needs to become a little more commonplace in the United States.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. So I'm excited to try one out. Part of why I'm like
excited
slow.
to try yours out because if it doesn't work out for me,
Then you just don't.
I just
buy
go
it.
home.
Yeah. So the only reason I haven't jumped on it already, because we got a brand new toilet with brand new lines and a new spigot and everything like
nice.
that. Like everything's brand new. So I'm confident that it'll all work perfectly to shut the water off.
Yep.
I'm not going to make a fucking mess. I'm not going to destroy fittings or anything like that. It's all going to work right. What's delaying me on it is my son. Because he's going to be like, it's like a drinking fountain. You know?
No.
Like, I don't know how he's going to react. And here's the thing. He's potty training.
Yeah.
And he will eventually be using the toilet on his own at night.
That's
Potentially.
True. And then the bidet becomes a toy.
And exactly. So then you've got that problem where you're just like, well, do I shut off the water at night? Do I put an extra valve on that? And do I have to remember to shut that off every night?
And then is drunk Jake going to be remembered to turn it on when he needs to use it? And then like the list goes on and on.
Well, that's okay because I can go to like, kick the valve on because there's a valve. Well, okay, so there's electric ones that have like seat warmers and they've got like little more like fancy things that they can do.
Options than my truck
Different
does.
different spray patterns. Like totally. Like there's some pretty cool shit.
Wait, like a what do they call it? The I'm trying to you put them in your yard. The sprayers for your yard.
Like a
sprinkler.
lawn water.
Yeah,
water,
like the
waddler?
sprinklers, waddlers,
Waddlers.
but like the sprinkler systems where they can do different patterns and stuff. No shit.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't do that.
Okay, yeah, that would be kind of
But
weird.
it sprays your ass. But
sprayed you back
I'm
for
pretty
a
sure
play.
the electric ones will oscillate. They'll, like if you think about it, if you're just spraying in one spot, I mean, it's like it probably works pretty good. But
Yeah.
then
You
you're
kinda
kind of like hovering and
moving
adjusting
around.
and whatever. But if it does the work for you,
I wonder if you could get that to like spray to the beat of music. So
Staying alive.
So you use it.
staying alive.
It'd
It'd just be a pulse then, honestly. It'd be better. We will rock you. We will rock you. If for the listeners that aren't seeing this, like I'm gesturing with my hand to do the spray pattern. So I don't know, man. It's the important questions. We're working out these like modern man problems.
Which there's more than there should be.
Problems?
Yeah.
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 Go on.
I don't have any off the top.
Straight jacking? Like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna get the bidet installed here eventually. I just got to decide like how I want to go about having some kind of like parental controls over it, so the kiddo doesn't
Password.
like make a mess. It does like depending on your water pressure in the house, like. I've seen some that will, they'll spray pretty hard, so they'll spray out, and then,
Jesus.
yeah, like there's some decent water
Get some
pressure.
range on those things.
Well, that's the beauty of it. That's why they work so fucking good, because you're pressure washing your asshole and your taint. Like, it works, man.
So- like because he's a little dude. Does that affect everything too? Like it's a smaller target to hit. So you got.
Oh, we're not using it on him. Like
Okay,
you
I
don't
was gonna
use
say,
it on
yeah,
the kid.
that's what I was like, definitely make sure then.
Because
I
here's
can
the
just see that
difference.
being just messy.
Women, for the most part, and kids don't have hairy assholes.
True.
So that's why it's fucking easy peasy cleanup for them.
Yeah, they just do their business.
Yeah. Whereas if you got a hairy ass,
So you need a smart toilet that when you sit down, it can be like, oh, I detect fur.
I detect exactly. There's a mane.
It needs to be able to calculate how much hair per square inch on the toilet seat to be like, we need to use the bidet.
That's true, and adjust the pressure, and
Accordingly.
I mean, the next step is for it to have like radar and to identify the areas to clean. We'll say,
The hair per
like
square inch.
here's
don't know.
the shit, and we're gonna do a fanning method with a high pressure.
He's got this much hair at this length, so we need this much pressure at this temperature to get.
Exactly.
poo off.
Exactly. We got to solve this problem, and we're gonna help people engineer it. We're gonna have a dad mods bidet, aftermarket attachment, solar powered. It's gonna be great.
All for that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
Let's
rad.
do
That would
it.
actually be really fucking cool.
That would be funnier than hell. I'd be so on board.
So I mean, I don't know if the people at home are dealing with the same kind of issues. If you're a dude, you probably are to some extent.
Yeah, probably.
Normally we talk about cars. Today we're talking about
The poopy balls.
cleaning ourselves. Poopy balls.
No,
You
I'm
shit
not
on
say
your
balls.
nuts.
I say poopy buttholes.
Oh,
Let's say
gotcha.
balls. If you got poo on your balls, something is seriously wrong. Go see a doctor.
So I've heard, and I haven't like seen a whole lot of naked old dudes. Like
You've been.
I
to
go to the
Y-
gym
I
a
was gonna
fair
say,
amount.
You've been
like,
to the Y, but
so you
that's
see
about
like
that.
some nuts hang, but you never like see what it looks like if they're sitting on the can. You don't
Yeah.
know. I've heard rumors that as some dudes get old enough, their balls are in the water.
Jesus.
So if you imagine, because you know, like if you've ever played with
That's- I mean,
Play-Doh, so you've had Play-Doh and you've had like the shapes, and you do the arm and it pushes it through the shape and it
Yep.
makes this big star snake
Yep.
thing.
Oh, yep.
So shit's kind of like that, and when it's pushing
Yeah.
out of you, it sometimes curls and points in random
It
directions.
does all sorts of things.
So if
yeah.
your nuts are hanging into the water, could you shit on your own balls?
Oh, easily.
You know, you got a coiler that's just like starts arcing and pointing right at your nuts, like
Just the wrong
you
way.
feel the weird tickle, and you're like, oh god damn it!
Is
you
that
know?
corn? Oh man.
Yeah. So I don't know how we came up on that, but yes, I feel
we're-
like you can end up shitting on your own balls.
We are trying to kill a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Turn into another tangent.
Well, it's a fucking great conversation. That
It
is a
really
great
is.
question of like, you know, men have their own set of needs. Women
We
got,
do.
you know, women got a lot of
really do.
products for dealing with whatever their ailments are. The fucking drip drop that happens monthly, and like, we've got hairy assholes that we've got to like, you know, I mean, you've got a kid.
Kids, unfortunately.
You've got kids. So your kids have had like peanut butter toast and walked through a fucking carpeted room and dropped it on there. And then you've got to sit there and try and get that out of the rug.
Our kids are the sole purpose for 2 household decisions we have made. Both of the houses we've owned have had hardwood floors because we have kids, and because we like dogs. They go kind of hand in hand. They both piss on the floor.
Yeah.
They're also why we have never owned a. Actually, I take that back. We may have owned one brand new rug, but most of the rugs we've ever had have come from like garage sales and shit. Because
smart.
Because odds are they're gonna get fucking trashed.
Yeah.
Our last rug that we threw away, we bought at a garage sale when we were in Illinois visiting the wife's family. I think we paid like $50-$60 for it. We had it for like a year, so we easily got our money out of this. Our dog Hades, who's a almost 10-year-old golden retriever, got sick and like threw up all over it. And you know what we fucking did? We rolled that. We didn't even try to clean it up. We just rolled it up and tossed it in the fucking trash. Like 8. Nope. You threw
Awesome.
up like 4 times on it. I'm like, that ain't coming out.
Yeah. If one bit of puke, you might be able to work it
1
out.
or 2, but 4? No,
4.
he ate something that just did not sit well with him. He probably ate his own shit.
Squirrel.
No,
Yeah.
he eats his own shit. I
He
don't know why
probably
does that.
ate a squirrel and then shit out the squirrel and then
then
ate
ate-
the shit squirrel. And then maybe
Yes.
ate the shit squirrel shit.
Maybe.
And then shit the
he's
shit.
a motherfucker that could use a bidet, though.
Yeah,
Dog,
no doubt.
So he's a golden retriever, purebred. We don't keep. He gets groomed because we love our dogs. We're not fucking assholes.
Mm-hmm.
But you've seen him. He still has like a longer coat to him.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get poo stuck in there
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I've wanted to just like spray him off with the fucking hose like a bidet and be like, "Hey, come here, dude. I'm a
Right?
dude. You're a dude. We both have hairy assholes.
You know what you should do?
Let's get this taken care of."
You should take you should get a clipper, and you should that's nice.
learn how to drink my beer and not
Yeah,
spill it
you
all
just
down.
spill over yourself.
That's right, you
should
dropped a
get
camera,
a
I
clipper.
spilled a beer.
Yeah, it's it's equal. Get clipper
Yes.
and like clip a fucking naked circle around his asshole.
I am not shaving my dog's butthole.
No?
No. I'm not going near his butthole.
Why not?
I don't know where it's been.
Fucking pay somebody to do it then. Go to a groomer and be like, can you go a little shorter around the asshole? I mean, we're not going to Regis. You're not getting a fucking haircut. You're not going to a salon and saying, fucking shave my asshole. It's your dog, man. Dude, okay. I have a terrier. And that the fucking groomers stick their fingers in their ass and like squeeze the valves.
Oh,
What are those like
the
little
glands?
The glands.
Little
Yeah, he fucking gets his
pooga?
ass squeezed. We call it the ass
Jesus
squeeze.
Christ.
So like, shaving around the butthole is no big deal for them. They got to fucking squeeze the butthole gland,
I'll ask next time, but I'm
Have them do
expecting
it.
to say no.
And here's what you got to have them do. Once they agree to it, be like, can you guys do patterns? Can you do a design?
Totally.
I need a lightning bolt.
Oh no, I'm gonna show him a picture of Keith Richards and be like, "Do this."
Wow, that's pretty impressive. So would it be like Keith Richards' nose would be the tail, or would it be like you lift the tail and then there's Keith
You
Richards?
lift the tail, and then there's Keith Richards.
Nice. So if he goes to the dog park and he's like flipping the tail up for some reason,
like,
people are like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
He's looking at me.
Ah, that's pretty good. Oh, I see. I get it.
You good?
The butthole is the eye.
Yeah.
Okay. How did we get on that?
I have no clue.
I don't know. I don't know either.
We're just on tangents.
Yeah.
We're literally wasting time right now.
Yeah, so
fine.
I can't decide if I'm going to buy a Karmann Ghia or a Model A.
God, it's all right. I have 3 cars on my next project list.
I love how it's taking us 45 minutes to come back around
To
this.
cars.
I don't know. When we have guests, our podcasts are so much better.
Yeah, instead it's just us 2 drinking beers and being fucking idiots. So yeah, I have 3 that are on my next to-do list.
So help me work this out. We're going to have a little bit of Jake therapy.
Okay, rock paper scissors.
Okay. No.
Best way to describe things.
So-
to figure things out.
Okay, here's my situation. I've got a Karmann Ghia
Yep.
that I've always wanted to have another Karmann Ghia.
Yep.
I'm dreadfully regret selling my old one.
Yep.
I want another one.
Okay.
We've talked about this. We went on a spiel the last podcast, right?
Still going on a spiel.
No, not the last, but the prior to the last. Whole fucking dream car is attainable, blah blah blah. That one.
Okay.
Listen to it.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
talk. You'll hear me go like on and on about it. But I can't stop thinking about getting a Model A coupe, and I've really wanted to build a open wheel fun car, right?
Yep.
And here's the thing: Karmann Ghias aren't the. They can be made to handle, but it's a rear engine car. So
Yes.
it's never going to make a shitload of power unless we EV swap it, and it's down the road. Or I'd have to do a fucking Subaru swap in the back of it or something
and
like
tons,
that.
Tons of suspension work to figure out.
It's not going to be an easy thing to build. Now, if I were to pick up a Model A, I could build it the way that I wanted to, because it's the simplest thing in the world. We're talking like you've got a body and you're resting it on a chassis, and that chassis can be set up however you want to do it. You can 4-link the back of it, you can 3-link it, you can 5-link it, you can fucking Watts, the Watts bars or whatever they're called, Watts link. We're talking the front end can be cantilever, it can be like a Mustang 2. There's a million different directions you can go with these things. So ultimately, the body is like the smaller side of things. It's like, yeah, it gives it character, but it's really just a place for your ass to sit. So what you can do is you can build it to be a fucking rat rod with a ton of style, low and slow. You can make it into a fucking racer or something like that. Whatever. And it's like heavy, heavy fabrication, which is my shit. I love it. The Ford fucking like... That cracked the valve wide open. When you chop the front end off of something and do a front clip on it, you go, man, what else can I do? What's the next thing? So I've been itching to do some like serious fabrication. So that's part of where it's like, maybe I should do a Model A. Maybe I should build my own frame.
Do you want my opinion?
Yes.
Honest opinion?
Yes.
Get a Del Sol.
Del Sol.
Yep.
Get another Del Sol.
No, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
You expected me to run with that?
Yeah, I was hoping you would, but no.
Okay, so like I built a Del Sol ages ago. It was a lot of fun. It was my first big turbo project. I'll own another one someday, but not right now.
I think you'd have more fabrication into a Ghia than you think you would.
Yeah.
Not the same kind of fabrication, but you would still have more than you think you would. I feel the Ghias are kind of tiptoeing on that kind of shit or get off the pot stage, though. just because they are starting to get a lot more harder to find. They're starting to go up in price.
The price does kind of exponentially increase.
Yeah. It seems like every year they're a lot more than they should be.
Yeah, I don't know.
You already have a good family cruiser, which neither one of them would be even close to that.
Well, that's the thing. Is like so I've looked at the shoebox and thought like I can't race this thing. Like
No.
I could do coilovers in it, and I could do a link rear end, and like there's things that I could do to make it handle a lot better. But I mean, am I going to get rid of the bench seat? Like, am I going to do?
You might, but
Because I've got buckets here, but I don't know. I like the bench
You're
seat.
never going to track it in the way a proper track car should be, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you might go out for an Auto X just for shits and giggles, but you're never going to straight track it.
Yeah, I'm probably not. Like, yeah, I might go fuck around a little bit. Yeah, and that might be hilarious. That'd be a fun one to put a camera in the interior.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, you know, as long as the Auto X will let me, you know, go with just like waist belts. Could be a lot of fun, but yeah, that's the thing is like I'm at a dilemma where it's kind of like, what do I do? The RX-7 it's cool, but I feel like at my age, you know, like my fucking
Your
age,
Oh, sure.
fucking
Coming
mid
up
to,
on retirement.
my
here.
mid to late 30s, I just know how finite time is. And I want to race. Like I want to, you know, throw something together that you can shred tires with. So it's kind of like I don't know.
I would
What
say
do?
I'd say Gia over Model A.
Yeah, but the Gias, there's no tire shredding.
There's no tire shredding, but I think it would be. I think you'd be able to set it up for a track car more than a Model A setup,
Yeah,
just in the long run.
I couldn't disagree more.
That's fucking fine. That's what I'm here for.
How many Model A's do you see on the road courses versus how many Carmen Gias do you see on the
I
road
don't see
courses?
Model A's really on the road course at all.
Oh, wake up!
Well, maybe I'm following
They're
the
out
wrong
there.
pages.
So
I literally just read an article about it. Well, not an article, but a guy posted up on a Facebook page that he has a built Gia for the track.
send that to me.
I'll see if I can find it.
So yeah, there are a handful of Beetles, and Beetles aren't terribly different.
Beetles
than
are
the Gia.
easier though, because if you get a super bug, a super Beetle, they have modern suspension in them.
Oh, right.
So
the
they're-
coilover
yeah,
setup.
they're
Yeah,
way easier to set up for the track.
yeah. Well, they don't have the torsion beam
No,
setup in them. Or torsion beam rear end, but the Gia is not hard to change all of that with. So basically, you take out the torsion beam, and then you can like run whatever suspension you want, because then it just acts like a traditional trailing arm. It doesn't have the torsion effect.
so you should get a Gia then, because if it's not too hard to do, it's probably
No, it's not terrible. It's really it's
It
not
sounds like
terrible
the
to
way to
set it
go.
up. There are a few other pitfalls of it, like, you know, with the front end of a Model A, you can kind of do whatever you want because you're fabricating whatever the suspension is.
true. Very
Whereas with a
You have a little bit more
Gia,
freedom.
with a Gia, you're stuck with a beam front end. A beam front end is a torsion beam front end. These things had torsions in both the front and the back. Torsion beam with a shock in it. There's no spring. It's just a piece of steel that bends and twists. And they're okay. Like, you can do it. You can track them. Like, there's people that they've made it work with the Beetles, you know. Like, it happens, but it's not the same. Whereas, like, if you're doing a Mustang 2 on the front end of a Model
fair
A,
enough.
you know, and Model A would be an open wheel car, so we're talking you can fit massive tires on this thing all the way
See,
around.
and I think that's where you and I differ, though. That is definitely more your style. I don't hate hot rods. I don't hate Model A's, anything like that. But that's definitely more your style. You have a lot more appreciation for that than I do. Mm-hmm. As the oldest cars I like kind of died off in the late '60s and the '70s.
Oh, sure. So you're not necessarily like, you know, World War II pre-war kind of era. You're like
appreciate
60s
them,
and newer.
I like them. And one of my dream cars is a '59 El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a Model A. It's cool and I like it, but it just doesn't do it for me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So you look at a Gia and you're just like, oh, that's that's peak Volkswagen style right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I get that. Well, and that's kind of where I'm at too. Whereas I'm just like, what the fuck do I do, man? Like, where do I
Both?
go with the next thing?
Just both?
Yeah, but there's only so much space. There's only so much time.
That's true. And that's kind of where I'm running too. It's like we have the bus, which is cool, but that's the lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy it, like cruising around with the family and camping and all that kind of shit. I'm definitely gonna have fun with it, but it's not for me. Mm-hmm. It's just not. So I don't know what to build next day. Either, which is down. I have down to 3
man.
cars on my list.
I know. It's like what? It's the curse. It's the fucking
It is the
curse. We could
curse.
do an entire podcast about just this
what
topic.
we want to build.
About the fucking curse of being a car guy.
I technically have 4.5 cars on my list of like what could potentially be my next project.
I've got too many.
Because I would love to build a Brat. Brat's probably number 1. I'd love a 59 El Camino, but realistically, that's not going to happen anytime soon. A Bug is on my list. I really want to build a Bug, and an EG hatch, and or an Integra, second gen Integra.
Yeah, isn't it ridiculous?
So it's like, what the fuck? Or I just don't spend the fucking money and just drive my BMW and have fun.
Or we just get into guns.
No. No.
No. I love guns.
I own a gun. I've owned guns. I own a gun. I sold my guns.
Mm-hmm.
Shit hit the fan. I bought another gun. I have a Mossberg.
It's hilarious.
What is it? 800? Whatever the shotgun is. I can't remember the model of it. I have yet to fire the thing.
Yeah, I don't remember what model is, but
It's sitting in the closet. I have a shotgun. I've never fired it.
Mossberg version of the Remington 870. I can't remember what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good looking gun. Have yet to fucking fire it. I don't know. All the time money goes in the BMW.
I've got a small arsenal, and I love them.
They're super fun.
I want more, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I look
Too worried
like
about
I could buy a
cars.
handgun, or I could buy a new dash for the BMW.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a curse because like we are constantly stirring. We're
all the time.
We're never satisfied.
Well,
we're always thinking about the next project.
And then you toss in motorcycles and just other things that we like. Music. I start drum lessons on Friday.
I'm sorry.
Or not Friday, Monday. I'm super excited. I love music and I'm really excited to try it.
I think that's a great idea.
But I'm afraid it's going to turn into the same problem I have with drums where I'm like, oh, cool, this is a lot of fun. I want to learn this, though. And then it just snowballs, and I'm like, fuck, now I have 10,000 things I want to try and accomplish.
Well, drums are just music in general is really cool because you cannot, your mind cannot race when you're playing an instrument.
Exactly. I'm just hoping that I get more enjoyment hitting the drums as I do my kids. So
Hitting.
I'm joking.
Well, you can hit your kids
joking.
with the drumsticks.
I've never done. I went for the. Yeah. Anyways, people are gonna call.
It's better than a tennis racket.
Enforcement on me and all that.
Their ass. No. No, man. It's definitely like it's a good stress reliever. I mean, I've got a guitar. I've been playing for years. Like I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the curse.
It's a laugh. Are we gonna make a Dad Mods band?
That would be fun. We make our own theme song,
We could probably play like some Green Day.
but not very good.
You'd be surprised. Well, no, that's true. Actually, the drums are kind of hard on Green Day.
Some of their, yeah, I'd say most of their songs.
So we're gonna start out with Black Sabbath and Deep Purple.
No, no, I'd like to be able to play
White Stripes. We're gonna start with the White Stripes. That's pretty easy, right?
I want to learn how to play Piano Man on drums and Eleanor Rigby.
Isn't the Piano Man all piano?
Yes. Along with Eleanor Rigby, which has no drums in it either.
Oh my god. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. If you're still listening, we don't know why, but we're glad that you're here.
Shout out to our buddy in New Zealand.
Yep.
Dogecoin, Bitcoin.
What's his name? Glenn? I think his name is Glenn.
Was it Glenn?
I think it's Glenn.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
We owe you one Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Dodge?
Dogecoin?
Doge.
Doge?
Doge. How can you be so unaware?
I find life is a lot easier when you just don't pay attention.
Is it though?
Sometimes.
Do you know what Shiba Inu is?
Maybe. I've heard it.
It's the newest, it's all the rage. The coin that's cryptocurrency that's going wild right now.
No fucking clue what you're talking about.
So you don't even know what a Shiba Inu is in general?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next week with another episode of the Brews with the Dudes podcast.
Peace.
Drink some beer.
Yep.
Zombie dust.